the official stripes of going against the grain. Promark.
Welcome back to the Drum Rundown. We are on the road again today in Birmingham, Alabama at the Legacy Arena, and I'm here with a legacy artist himself, Andy Hurley of Fall Out Boy.
Hello.
And some other bands.
Yeah, a couple
that
others.
May be mentioned on a shirt that I got.
Yeah, there's one. That's
in Nashville.
one of them. Yeah.
I saw you guys at the Cowan the last time you came through Nashville. It was awesome.
Yep. 2019 or something?
Yeah, right before band stopped doing things.
Yep.
And I am very lucky. I got to see the first ever Knitting Factory show.
Oh, hell yeah.
I was there, so
That's
early
awesome.
adopter.
Yeah, I remember that. That was a great show.
It was a very long, skinny room, but you were crushing, and it was all, you could feel the drums all the way in the back.
Awesome.
And I worked toward the front, and I moshed
hell yeah.
a lot. So
that rules.
Yeah. Anyway, that's not why we're here. We're not here to talk about the damn things, though I would love to talk to you about it, and I will forever, but let's talk about Fall Out Boy.
Yep.
Let's talk about Metallica as another band we can talk about, because I know that's your inspiration for the Starclassic, right? Lars and the Starclassic Tama kit. You're back on one. How did you get to this specific kit that you're playing with Fall Out Boy right now?
Yeah, I just had like a deep dive over the break between tours and stuff on like, 89 to 92 era with that white, what was it? Not an Art Star. Like it's escaping me right now. Yeah. But that white kit, that's super, legendary with the black heads. And then Tama was my first drum set. Yep. So an Art Star, which is why that's in my head. But it just, I don't know, something about connecting to the drummers that I grew up with and going back to that felt right. And I just wanted to be in that lineage, I guess.
Yeah.
Charlie Benante and Dave Lombardo and Nick Menza for the Countdown era.
Yeah, and we just sat down with Charlie last week.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
And it's
Very
just
cool.
incredible. And I think that is such a huge thing. I think I mentioned it to him too. It's like going back. We didn't have shows like this, obviously, growing up. And so you would read a certain magazine, or you would look at a photo and stuff, and you'd be trying to figure out what in the world these guys are playing. Because I think, at least for me, and this would be a question for you, there were tones and things that you heard, and you were like, the only way I'm going to get it is if I'm playing that kit.
Yeah.
Do you still find that to be true? Like the Tama thing is just like, that's the sound you've been chasing?
Yeah, there's something to it. Yeah. For sure. But, just being part of, I don't know, it's a weird OCD thing to me. Like playing the same stuff they do is, there's something connecting you to them, I guess.
Yeah.
But I think you can get, that's no diss on the companies I used to work with, which were all amazing and sounded great as well. But
yeah. Well, there's certainly, like you said, a legacy to Tama, and obviously there's a huge celebration with the anniversary this year, so it's cool to be in that family.
Yeah,
I'm sure they're happy to have you too.
Yeah, that's been great. It's been awesome.
So let's get into the kind of specifics of this kit. I love a one up, one down. I think I pulled that from you early in my career, because it's just like you can get a lot done with one up, one down. Less is more, I think, especially in rock and high gain stuff. What are the sizes of this Starclassic?
12 by 8.
Yep.
16 by 16. 6.5 by 14, I think. I used to play a Tempesta. I still do as my backup, but this is an OG bell brass. I
was going to say, this is an original vintage
very
bell
scary,
brass.
But
yeah, man.
It just sounds too good, and is, it's so expensive. I have to play it.
If you're going to play an arena to this many people, that is like, but this is kind of like the top of the heap, and like everybody's trying to do bell brass now. Bell brass is like the hot shit. I mean, because when you hear it, it's undeniable.
And there's nothing like the original.
Yeah.
These rims, I was like bruising my thumb for a while, because they're just like plain concrete.
Yeah, and I mean they're stick breakers with with the die cast.
I mean, it's killing my sticks.
Yeah, so that's a good segue into sticks. because we usually catch it later, but have you changed your sticks at all to kind of like
Still
not
playing
break?
Vic Firth, but I've switched
Thicker.
from like my custom model was kind of a rock 2B, like a rock length, but
Yeah.
a 2B in that, and to just a straight 2B. I'm getting my tip from my custom stick
Okay.
put on these, so it'll be another
What's your custom tip shape?
It's like a barrel shape.
Barrel?
Yeah.
Okay. Heads wise, I know that a lot of characters coming from these Remos, you're playing Emperor Clears.
Yep. Emperor
Ambassador
Clears,
bottoms.
Ambassador is the bottom.
Yeah.
P77s on
Which is my favorite
snares.
snare head.
Mine too.
Yeah.
I think I saw Garska playing it or something. That's where I was like,
Steal
I'm gonna try
everything from that dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, except being able to play.
Well, being able to
Good.
play like that. He plays.
Expect being a good drummer.
Yeah, right. Well, you know.
I'm speaking for myself.
He plays coated heads on the bottom to deal with overtone control. I see no overtone control on yours at all. You're just getting it all done with tuning and clear
That's all
heads with
Scott.
nothing. Yeah, so shout out to Scott, the
tuned it
tech's
up
got this
right.
thing tuned up.
I mean, I
right.
like it to sing. I think
Yeah.
it gets eaten up by the venue, the band, everything, all the other shit happening. So it kind
Yeah.
of breaks
We're
through.
playing in a pretty bombastic, like theatrical band, so
Yeah, yeah.
you can get away with kind of like, you know, getting flair with it. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Cool. So when you're on this and you're going day to day and you're room to room, when things are adjusted by Scott, your tech, are you kind of just, you can go with the flow? You're just kind of
Yeah,
like, cool,
pretty much.
I feel it.
I mean,
I'm
we're
good.
so dialed in at this point.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's all what I'm used to. I think integrating the bell brass took a show
Okay.
because the hoops are so crazy, and well, again, like hitting concrete, and the bounce of it. So we started on this tour playing it, and the first fill I did just totally threw me off because it was like, and I just hear it. It's so loud
Yeah.
without the ears.
Yeah.
Or with the ears in, I can hear
It's
it
cutting
cut through. So it just kind of was like, whoa, okay.
Do you take atmosphere in your
Not really.
mix? Yeah.
No.
So, but it's cutting through anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, dude, I'm here to party.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, speaking of brass, let's get back to the top end of it. You're back on K's. You were originally Zildjian, and you're back with Zildjian now as well, right?
Originally Zildjian, then Sabian for a while, and now Zildjian, yep.
Back
And
to
that's
K's.
Lars again.
Yeah.
I was just like, I got to play what Lars plays. Metallica's why I play music, so
Same.
yeah. But yeah, I went through a couple things. I was on new beats to start, but I've settled on the fat hats, both
Okay.
15s. I don't know. I've never played 15s until recently.
What
But
are you liking about the bigger size?
I don't know. It just, there's a washiness.
Mm-hmm.
When it's open, it's heavy, so it cuts. I don't know.
Cool.
I mean, for me, it's more of an OCD thing. I like having all even or odds
Okay.
numbers. That's the real reason.
All right.
It doesn't make, it's nothing musical. I just have OCD, so
It might be.
it might be. But I have a lot of friends who play 15s. I think my friend Brandon, who was my drum tech for a while, who plays for Misery Signals, played the 15 new beats, which is why I tried those. And yeah, I don't know. I just love them.
I think you'd be surprised that picking something based on a number is actually more
Craig
informed
Reynolds
than
plays 15.
most other dudes
Oh, yeah,
are
yeah.
just like, it's whatever. At least you have like a reason, even
Yeah.
if it's just like OCD, it's fine.
And then Craig Reynolds plays the fat hats.
Yeah.
So I tried those because of him.
Okay.
And then I was A-Bing, a regular A suite ride and a K suite ride. And I just, for me, the bell on this and the crashability is better.
It's such a cool symbol.
Yeah, I love
the
it.
K Sweet Ride. It's so good.
And then Sweet Crash here,
Okay.
I loved. And I was originally playing an A custom projection. But again, the OCD of having all Ks, there's just something about that I like.
I mean, it's a bold look.
But
it looks
really,
awesome.
when I got a few different, I got a dark thin, I got a custom dark, and this, I really love the dark thin.
Yeah.
It just sounds so good, and I don't know.
And you do crash your ride.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
I don't really
So-
ping much, except on Dance Dance, I think is the only song I
Yeah.
can think of.
But when you need it, that's got really good bell, good articulation.
Yep.
Cuts through. Nice. Cool. And we're sitting here with Sample Brain SPD-SX, which is awesome. You just have only one hit, like 808 kind of samples on
No,
here, correct?
I have different things. So Phoenix is kind of what is it? I think it's an 808E, kind of thing for the down, down, down. And then it switches between songs. I have a real 808 for Arms Race, which I use on a couple other things. I have some samples from the record for Save Rock and Roll, which we haven't been playing on this tour, but there's 3 different sounds between the levels. And then My Songs Know What You Did in the Dark, there's a 808 snare, and then an 808 on the top.
Nice. Lots of 808.
And then there's other things for songs that we haven't played in a while. So
yeah,
it's kind of just set up for the tour.
Speaking of songs that you haven't played in a while, or songs you haven't played ever, you guys are doing something crazy, which is every night you're pulling a song, either from back catalog or from fan choices, and you have to like kind of get up here and like work through it.
Yeah.
Usually a tour is pretty set it and forget it. Like I know I can down to the minute tell you when I'm going to get off a stage, and you're having to come and like learn a song. What's that been like?
I mean, it's awesome. It keeps it exciting, and every show is fresh in a way. Like I feel like it's been the best set list we've ever played. It's so much fun. It kind of moves through it quickly and has a, you know, up and down energies that kind of carry you through it. To leading up to the 8-Ball song, which we learn them the day of. We pick them the day of. So it's always a challenge every day to learn. I think as the tour goes on, it gets scarier and scarier because there's so many things in my head that I'm just like, I hope I remember this one. That hasn't really been a problem this tour. And, you know, last tour we did it, so we've done most of these at least once before. But it keeps it fun. It's, you know, playing songs where I played as a different drummer when I was younger. I was a little crazier and flashier. So.
Right. Are you finding things in those songs when you were younger and flashier that you're kicking yourself for now? Where you're like, man, I wish I didn't try to get way over there.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything off the top of my head. It'll mostly be stuff from Take This to Your Grave.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, what was I thinking? But makes it, you know, it keeps it exciting.
Yeah, and are there things when you're, we heard you doing a song as we were getting set up, and we were talking about it. Are there things that you're finding in some of these cover songs that are like really interesting and you're like, wow, like an appreciation for a song or an appreciation for a certain drummer where you're like, man, that's some other stuff.
I mean, that song is a song we like mess around with a lot in sound checks, and other songs we've done. But then when we're going to play it, I try to learn it and listen to it for what the drummer did and try to learn it that way. And that's always a weird challenge because I don't play like this specific drummer or other drummers, you know?
Right.
So it can make it hard. We did an AC/DC Back in Black, and it's like the easiest song, but it's really hard. It's like the hardest thing to play.
Yeah.
Like because we play to a click, so Patrick will construct the track to play with to the click, but playing
just
it's hard.
Straight meat and potatoes.
It is not easy.
Yeah.
And he played really interesting things and interesting feel, kind of like what's his name, Chuck Biscuits from Danzig, who's one of my favorite drummers.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the mother fill.
There's so much weird caveman
That's the best
stuff.
fill of all time.
Right.
And it's a fill like I could never write because it's
wrong,
almost too simple, and it's like I just don't think like that. But it's a fill I'll never forget. You know, I'll think about on my deathbed. I'll be like, that was a sick fill.
It's so funny. The parts can just be so wrong, but those are the things that stick out and are memorable.
So cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think the only thing we missed are the pedals, and you're on Tama
Speed Cobras.
Which that's not what you were originally on either, correct?
No. Yeah, it's all different. I mean, it's all Tama hardware and everything now as well. But yeah, I've always loved Iron Cobras the most. The one thing is the kickback hits the top of my foot, so it hurts a little more. But I don't know, something about them, I just feel the pedal a little more. Yeah. Get a little more response from it for me, for how I play.
Anything special with the beater?
No, they're the stock Speed Cobra beaters.
Cool. And side snare.
Yeah.
What do we got over there?
A 12 by what?
Scott is guessing.
5?
He's actually
I
measuring.
think 12 by 5.
We're going to go with 5. We'll put it in the description box.
I was playing a 10x6 or something before.
Okay.
So this was newer. And I really I think the 10 was a little too chintzy or small for some of the things I use it for. And this just has a lot more versatility, I guess.
Nice.
Yeah, it's fun.
Well, this has been an incredible tour around a Lars worship kit.
Yep.
Nothing but love for Lars.
Oh, I love
There's
Lars.
a video out right now on this channel giving Lars a little grief. This is the other side of it, which is we all love Lars, and none of us would be playing drums without that dude.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Love to Lars. Love to Andy Hurley of Fall Out Boy and other bands. I hope to catch you on a Damn Things rundown.
Yeah.
Because that would be a dream, because that means that Damn Things would have another record.
Yep.
And maybe you can just DM me when that's going to happen, so I can be very excited.
I'll push for it. I'll do my
Cool.
best.
Well, thank you very much for your time today.
Yeah.
This has been a show called The Drum Rundown. We will see you all on the next one.